Caddis Maximus here, this time with a review of the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh Pro, or Pittsburgh Professional Ratcheting T-Handle Screwdriver. I really wanted to like this thing. I actually think it's built pretty decently, even though it's pretty much all plastic, although it does have metal internals and a metal front end. This is the second one I've purchased, and both of them had the same problem with the ratchet mechanism. And so that's just going to be there. I'll talk about how it looks in a minute, but the big issue is it's a ratcheting T-handle, so you get a lot of extra force. You can put that in your hand, you get a lot of torque and downward force. I really kind of like these things. But on the Pittsburgh, for some reason, like right here, we can see that it's just not working. We release a little bit of pressure and the ratchet works. It seems to work in the opposite direction. It has a middle position to be able to, let me zoom out a little bit here, to be able to just use it as a normal screwdriver. But in the loosen, if you just, excuse me, maybe it was in the tighten position here. There it goes. You put a little bit of pressure, and then for some reason the ratchet mechanism just starts to skip when you put just a bit of pressure. And you can see this is pressure in my hand. This isn't like forcing down hard onto a fastener. So that's generally why this isn't recommended, and because the first one had that problem and another one had the identical issue. These had some decent reviews, so there may be a bad batch, and I may try this again at some point in the future, but 2 in a row to have that issue just was really annoying. And I kind of like this thing because it has a 1/4-inch collet, although it's a little bit tight initially here. So it'll accept any kind of standard 1/4-inch bits, but it comes with this like extension which has multiple slots cut into it, so that you can use it at various lengths. You can have it as a long reach, or you can make it a little bit more compact. The chuck and ratchet mechanism is a bit wobbly, but I suppose that's okay. And one of the other features I liked is it came with this little bit holder. This end is just a button, and you press it, and this whole little tube that holds 6 bits comes right out. And I kind of like this bit holder because you can hold 6 1-inch bits, or you can actually pull out one of the bits and it could hold 3 of the longer 2-inch bits. So I thought that was kind of handy. I like the way it snapped into the handle. But the darn ratchet mechanism just gives me all this trouble, and I don't even know exactly why. And it's kind of a little bit inconsistent. Like right now it'll work okay, and then I'll be using it, and then all of a sudden for some reason it'll just do that, and you can hear it trying to catch, but really frustrating. And it really is frustrating. We'll just zoom back in. We'll take a closer look, because overall, you know, they have a satin finish on this. This whole bit with the magnetic retention seems decent. It's actually pretty thick. The plastic molding, you know, it feels like it's nylon, some kind of high-grade plastic. Really is pretty nice. Nice rubber overmolding that is pretty good definition. There just isn't any kind of sharp edges. It really caught my eye. It was like $9 on the shelf, about $7 with a 20% off coupon. But has that ratchet issue, so I'll try again in a little bit, but that's just my experience, and it's something to be aware of regarding these. And judging, there's like 100 reviews of this on Harbor Freight's website, so either people aren't using it very forcefully, or it's just a bad batch, but it really is unfortunate. Because in reality, if you have a decent ratchet design, you should never worry or have that kind of issue occur in the first place. What I mean by that is, I believe there's a degree of quality control issues where generally most people, or however they've come out, they generally work okay. Had kind of a bad batch, but during quality control and testing, an issue like that should have really kind of become apparent. Because I'm sure a lot more people have also had this issue. I've actually read there was like a couple reviews where people had the similar issues, but I think by getting 2 of them in a row, they had a problem. Really pretty annoying. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Caddis Maximus out.